Well, hello everybody. Mike Tenney here at the Tenney School. We wanted to give you a quick overview of what's happening at the school and talk about, kind of give you a virtual tour of how things are operating this year. Before we go on the tour, I wanted to give you a couple pieces of information. So one of the things that is new now is Tenney School Live. So following spring break in 2020, we never came back to the building, and we ran our school 100% on Tenney School Live. As we go through the building, you're actually going to see some students that are taking classes on Tenney School Live. Their teachers are here in person, but they're still taking classes virtually on what we call Tenney School Live, which is our virtual school. I also wanted to make you aware of a second thing, which we call hybrid flexible. So this year we're running our school completely hybrid flexible, which means some of our kids are here in person and some of our kids will be online. So as we go through the building, we may actually see some classes where we'll have both students taking classes in person and students taking classes online. So day to day, our students will be able to choose what they do and which mode of learning they feel best for the day, given their personal circumstances or their health. They may choose to be online, or they may be able to come in person, and they'll be able to go back and forth between the two. So in terms of just our traditional background on the school, the Tenney School was founded in 1973. We are a 6th through 12th grade program, so we work with 11-year-olds all the way up to grown adults about ready to vote for the first time. I like to explain our school by breaking it up into 3 components. A third of our students' day is in one-to-one instruction. So the primary way our students take English, science, history, and math is in a classroom with just 2 chairs, one for the student and one for the teacher. The second third of the day is in classroom instruction. So in addition to the 4 core classes, our students take 3 electives, and those are going to be taught in a classroom setting. So we may see some of those as we go through the building. And then the final third of the day is in what we call homeroom, which is a multi-purpose time of the day. We do lots of different things in homeroom. Most of the time students will use it as a study hall, but it's where we're going to give all of our exams. It's where we're going to manage the lunch program. Anything administrative about being at school happens in the homeroom programs. All right, so I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the building to show you those components. We may run into people along the way, so I'm going to put on my mask now. Hopefully you can still hear me. All right, let's go to the next stop. This is our lunchroom. We have a few students that are here for lunch right now. It's not very many students, and you can see that we're doing a socially distanced lunch this year. So there's markings where students will sit to keep their spacing. We do run the school on 30-minute periods, so shorter periods, so these students will have 30-minute lunch periods that they'll be taking. But let's go on and go through the lunch program. This is one of our classrooms in the school. We have a more of a contemporary pop music program. Let's see what we have going on here in the music room. Hello. So this is a piano class that we have going on here. Earlier today we had a band in here, so we can start with beginner's piano, beginner's guitar, and then when our students get proficient in music, we'll put them into our band program, which is more of a pop rock band than a traditional music program. So just a few things about our class periods. So we run the school in 30-minute periods. Each student has their own individual schedule, and it's made up of those 3 components that we talked about on the last slide. When a student has a schedule and it has a teacher's name on it, that means they're going to go to a one-to-one class. When it has a room number, it means it's going to be one of their group classes. This is our math hallway. So all of our one-to-one math classes are taught along in here. So here we have a one-to-one class happening in person. So Mr. Wynn is our geometry teacher, and so he's working on a geometry lesson right now. This should be a pre-cal class in here.
Individually to each term. There will be some cases where they both don't reduce. All right, so in this case,
And this is a student taking their math class on Tenney School Live. So Ms. Weller may have had another student in person earlier today, but this student is going to be an online student today. So this is one of our classrooms. Our computer-based classes are all taught in here. You can see that we have 10 chairs with 10 computers in this room. So even our classroom classes are smaller than a typical class. When they get to 11 students, we'll typically split it into 2 sections. So this is one of our classroom classes. Not anything is happening in here right now, but normally we'd have our yearbook class in here. We'd have our application classes in here. We have some programming classes that will take class in here. Across the hallway is the history hallway. I think we have one Tenney School Live class happening right now. All right, well, next hallway is going to be our science hallway. So we have a lab going on right now.
What you're going to have is you're going to have
So Ms. Hammer is teaching a science lab. So she has one student here in person, and I think she has 4 students that are online. So her class is actually being split between those 2 groups. So again, that's that hybrid flexible learning. Some of the students have chosen to be online and some students in person. And these are our science one-to-one classes. Here's a Tenney School Live student. I think Jay is actually in Tennessee right now. And then we have a couple classes back here. Tenney School Live class.
Yes. What do you do after you have planted your seeds? The plants have grown,
All right.
and then what do you do?
So this is another one of our classroom classes. This is actually a senior English lab. So we have 3 seniors here in person taking class, and Ms. Pfeiffer is working with several students online. So this is our English hallway. It's the same as the other departments. I guess we'll take a quick stroll. There's your Tenney School Live student. And here we have a student in person. All right, so you've seen basically all of our departments. We have some other classrooms, but I think the next thing I'll show you is our homeroom area. So when our students don't have a class, they come to their homerooms. What's going on in here? Here's one of our seniors. So they have an opportunity to use that for study hall time. That's also when they'll take their exams if they have time, if they're in a position where they need to take an exam. All right, so that's basically it for the tour of our school. A couple things that I didn't take you by: we do have a sport court on our facility, as well as a small fitness room. Some of our electives we'll schedule for those rooms. But you've basically seen our entire operation today, and about 2/3 of our students are online today, and 1/3 of them are in person. As the year progresses, we'll expect that more of them would come in person, but with the hybrid flexible learning, we can have students coming on and off campus all year long, and we believe that we can safely handle them that way. So thank you for coming. If you have any questions, please give us a call or hop on our website and check us out.